It finally happened. I have so many plugins that I've had to start selling my furniture to buy more. It's gotten so bad that I'm considering selling my cat. I had to chase her around the house before she did something cute, which prevented me from selling her. I guess I'll keep her around. But who needs things like couches and tables when you have crushing tone? If you're looking to get crushing tone also, then I'm going to show you how to do it with Amp Knob BDH by Bogren Digital. Let's dig in. First up is the 5169, based on the 5150. In true Bogren Digital fashion, it's a very simple design. You've got input-output. You've got a single gain knob. You've got now a new feature where you can turn the pedal on and off, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. You've got the tuner. For the cab, now they've added an extra feature where you can actually load your own custom IR. Today, I'll actually be doing that through a third-party plugin, Torpedo Wall of Sound, where I'll actually be using Saucy and Erotic, which is from the Bogren Digital Down-Tuned pack, which is one of my personal favorites from their IR packs. The reason why I'm using a third-party is so that way, as I'm making this video, I don't have to go through and keep changing everything here. I can just turn that off and use that plugin separately. And then in the settings menu, first up is preferences. You've got input, you got mono and stereo input modes. You've got a high quality or a normal in order to lower the effect that it has on your CPU. I personally don't struggle that much with Bogren Digital plugins. For example, this is what my CPU looks like without running through Bogren Digital at all. And then if I turn Bogren Digital on, this is my new idle and my new peak. And then when I play, you'll see how it affects my CPU. I personally don't find that that's that bad, but if you're struggling with your CPU, that's something you can take into consideration, and that's where you find it. After that, there's the gate, which you can turn on or off, and it's got a threshold that you can adjust here, and they even give you a visual indicator to give you an idea of where you might want to adjust it to. After that, you've got their product page, their license info that tells you everything you need to know about your license with this plugin, and the about, which will tell you the plugin name as well as the version. So, as you heard when I was demoing it just a second ago, it has a lot of gain. I happen to think this one has a decent amount of low end built in, and I think it's one of the key factors that makes it stand out against the others. This is quite literally the tone that loads up as soon as you turn the plugin on. The new feature for pedal, you can turn this off and it will obviously loosen the tone a little bit and reduce some of the aggression. I personally think it's kind of cool they added this feature in. I think it gives you more interesting choices to use with this plugin while still keeping things very simple. Next up is going to be the 6606 Plus. This model has a mid-focused push. The lows are way tighter. I tried this with my 8-string before I made this video, and I think that this is the one that I would use for extended range, lower tuned guitars. I think it just helps bring the clarity back to the surface. So this is what this particular plugin sounds like pulled straight out of the box. It's definitely more aggressive and tighter, and as I said before, the mids feel to me more focused and more pushed forward. All the other settings and features of the plugin are the same as before. As a quick test, here's the 6606 Plus with the pedal off. Last but not least is going to be the BDH 3. Clearly, this one's based on the 5153. And just like the other two instances, all the same settings here, same simplicity, and the pedal selector. So here's what it sounds like. This one has a lighter gain than the original, less of the mid-focus and aggressiveness of the 6606 Plus, as well as tightening up the low end, which I think lends itself to a tighter, slightly less gain tone. It feels like a modern metal tone where you would need to play into it to get it to be more aggressive. And I imagine that this is one that I would use for more dynamic parts. While using an IR, here's the BDH3 with the pedal off. So now I'm going to be running each one of these through the same impulse response in order to highlight their differences a little more clearly. I think that each one of them sounds great when you just load them up, but you can get a better idea of what each one is doing differently from the others by using the same impulse. So starting off with the 5169. Now back to the 6606 Plus. Again, I think this one really highlights the pushed mids while also keeping the low end under control, which is why I said that I would use this one with my 8th string before the other two. And finally, we'll wrap up with the BDH3. One thing that I noticed immediately while playing through that while using the impulse response is that clearly the top end of the impulse response I'm using is tailored a little more because the chords that I was just playing are less harsh now than they were when I played through the plugin as it first loaded up. So those are some of the various sounds that you can get with these plugins, a couple different ways to use them, and now a riff to show you what they all sound like together. Let's go. All three of the new amp knobs offer a standalone mode, and in that mode, it comes with a metronome as well as a way to record your own riffs, meaning you don't have to open up your DAW just to get some ideas down. I personally live in my DAW, so I can't imagine it being a feature that I would use very frequently. However, I imagine anyone on the road or anyone just looking to track an idea as quickly as possible could actually get some real use out of it. As far as simplicity goes, the Bogren amp knobs are completely game-changing. They're very easy to use, the new features that they added in are sick, and each one has its own identity. To be completely honest, I was kind of mad that it was so easy to get a good tone with it because I have so many plugins. I've got Neural DSP, I've got Helix Native, I've got an actual physical Helix unit, I've got an amp, and to be able to load up a single plugin and it just automatically sounds amazing out of the box, no crazy amount of tweaking needed, It's fantastic. So if simplicity is your game and you want to get right to making riffs, I can honestly say that you can't go wrong with the Bogren Digital stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please make sure that you follow the channel, like the video, and ring the bell icon. All the YouTube buzzwords. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.